What's up, guys? This is your boy Krusty, and welcome to Krusty's Fabrication. Today's video is just kind of like an introductory video. Finally got my GoPro, got a couple things. I got a car mount, tripod, using my selfie stick right now. So this is the first video on the GoPro with a proper camera. Hopefully the image stabilization is working out pretty good and not shaking all over the place. Probably need to adjust some settings on there because I'm starting to see my display going dim. And it just went black, so hopefully it's still recording. So I've got just a short video today, I hope. I'm going to be checking out the Subaru with the no start issue. I'm still struggling to get that thing tuned. I'm going to kind of show you the first major thing that I got to do on the Omni base vehicle, and then we'll just have a little chat. But before all that, I gotta re-up on my hydration, so I'm gonna go to the dollar store, pick up some of the Prime hydration, maybe get a few sodas, whatever I feel like I need a drink.
Can't say this. I'm not allowed to say that either. That might piss somebody off or offend somebody. Fuck it. It's all on me to talk about shit these days. There's so many rules that I'm supposed to abide by. Where y'all from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh yeah? Oh man. Hold on. I think y'all know what's going on right now. I got empty cannibal. He about to go in. Empty cannibal, that clip, and light this bitch up. Let's go. Whoever would have thought that a motherfucker from the land when they came up and made them stacks. Never was born in the city, so I had to get in the record from Lazy's track.
Alright guys, just got out the dollar store. I went ahead and picked up like a 3-ring binder, some, you know, stuff to keep stuff with too, because I'm gonna treat this like a legit business and start keeping my receipts and filing them, you know, trying to be organized and all that stuff. So let's get on with it.
Damn, D. Creed, you did this? Toby, just do it!
Hey, yo, is that Mexican OT? That good dog got me looking just like Johnny Dang. Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk through the room. Put this bitch already up. My head is already up. What's in there? Back road, country shit, rolling dope, country shit.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on the Subaru first. Gonna try to diagnose this no start issue. So basically what it is, I got my laptop here. I'm gonna need this to diagnose the coils. Also, if I find out the coils are working properly, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the plugs because they might be fouled out. I've been having the hell of a time trying to get this thing to actually run properly. I've had it started before. It ran okay, but kind of sounded like it had a massive cam in it, so it was real choppy on idle. It's just a stock cam, honestly. And I've pretty much given up on trying to tune it myself. So I contacted the people from Speedy EFI, which is who makes the ECU that I'm using, and I'm talking to the guy's name's Chris. So we're at the point of like I gotta get the car running first before he can even try to tune it. With that being said, I'm just trying to get it tuned, and I gotta get it running first. I've had to work backward a few times. Today I'm literally just diagnosing and seeing if I can get the thing to start. So let me get you set up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here's what I've got going on. I've got the laptop plugged in to my cord right here, run through the door. I'll go ahead and open up the program for this one. Some of you guys with micro skirts will recognize it. It's Tuner Studio. Get that pulled up. Open up my last project. Now my fuel maps, spark maps are probably just garbage. But that's pulling that up. Alright, so what we got is, if you look over here, those that aren't familiar with it, I don't know if I can get in close enough. We got this hardware testing. If we come over here and open this up, test output hardware, we can come here and we can test both the injectors and the spark output, so the coils. I'm going to be testing the spark output. You can do your own research on how to do this. This is basically what I'm using. What I have down here, I have LS style coils mounted here, and wires run up into the spark plug, area. I ended up burning up my stock Subaru coils when I first did this because I had the wrong settings in the ECU. So I was like, what better way to do an LS coil swap? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here testing each cylinder one by one, and so I don't have to actually do it. I just got an old LS coil spark plug wire here, and I got a pack of brand new, I think these are double platinums, yeah. These will probably be what's going in there. I've just been kind of holding on to them I was hoping to get them tuned on what's in here and then change out the good ones. Maybe that's not the best idea, so I might as well just go ahead and put them in. So let me get you set up on the tripod, and I'm gonna get ahead and start getting to work.
Yo, welcome to Krusty's Fab, where trees take ride. Buckle up, it's a wild ride. Go custom bride.
He rides stick but still meets fire. Krusty screw works hard, never tires. Every beam, every spark's an art piece. Wheels turning dreams, feel their masterpiece. Sound of erection, metal been in swoop. With precision is kill, cruise in the groove. Crafted with dash detail and type. Krusty's magic shining day and night. Check the shop, Krusty's cool. Engines with the cruise, flicks. Engines roll, watch the frames, sun it. Customize, yeah, we rip that rig. Got the blueprint, never miss a step. Yeah, man, my team hustle, no regrets. It's like they were pain so fresh with that chrome respect. Yeah, in the hood, I rise, catch the breath. Yeah.
This is fabrication. Cautious girl donation. Yeah. With every custom creation. One long foundation.
Alright guys, I think I'm set up to do this. Hopefully you can hear me from across there. Got me an old sock just as an insulator while I'm touching this, just in case. I don't want to shock myself. I think I've done it before. It's not bad, but I really don't want to go through it. So all we do, just like, back in the day when you used to have, your dad used to do this, and you used to turn the ignition over to check for spark. Doing the same thing. Hook the spark plug up, touch it to a bolt on the motor. Make sure the spark plug's clean. And then we basically, the difference is on here, I'm gonna go enable test mode. And it's popped up now. So on this one, the way the ECU does it is its channels are 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not care what your firing order is. That's the way it fires. So this being a 1, 3, 2, 4, I'm testing number 1 cylinder. Driver spark channel number 1. The number 3 cylinder would be spark channel number 3. 2 will be 3, and 4 will be 4. So that's really just the 2 differences. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Let's see. It says on. Let's see. Oh yeah, it says off. So all I gotta do is hit the button that says off, and it should turn it on. And if it's working, if the coil's working, I should get a spark. So let's do that now. Did not spark. Let's see. This will pulse the outputs for selected duration at a frequency of 30. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's pulsing. Woo! That lit me up.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
So yeah, it's working. That lit me the hell up when I pulled away from it, and that's why I wanted that thing, because as soon as I pulled it away from me, whew, it lit me up. And yes, I'm keeping that in the video. Holy cow, that lit me up. I'm awake now, guys. Alright. Number 1 cylinder fires really, really good. Holy crap. Ooh, guys. I wasn't expecting this for the first video. I'm crying now. Whoo. Ooh. Alright. Alright. Alright, now that we've all had our laughs. Okay. So number 1 definitely works. Alright. I'm jittery now. Wow. Alright, let's get number 3 hooked up. We'll try spark channel number 2. Alright. I think I'm not going to touch this one. I'm gonna get it set up and then I'll do it. It's set up now. So hopefully it'll do it. Alright. Channel number 2, cylinder number 3. Pulsed on. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty strong spark. About the same as the first one, so far I don't have to worry about the channels of the coils. Let's get over to the other side and we'll check cylinder number 2, channel number 3. Cylinder number 2. Whew. And I'm still feeling jittery from that. See, I'm gonna get this one rigged up so I don't gotta touch it again. That one might do. It might be a little bit of a loose ground, but it should work. Alright. I don't know if the wires being close to us gonna affect it any, so let's pull those out of there a little bit. Alright, so a little hard for me here because the cord's only long enough to barely get out here. Alright, so hitting them on. That one's a strong spark. So far 3 out of 4 cylinders and coils is firing perfect. Alright, last cylinder to check for the coils. Number 4. Wait till this diesel goes by, he's gonna make a bunch of dang racket. Never mind, maybe he turned. Alright, cylinder number 4 going live. Perfect spark. It's gotta be my spark plugs, right? Alright, so let's turn that off. I'm gonna give it one shot. Now, when I first sent Chris the tune and the log file for the starting, he said to increase my cranking enrichment by like 4 times because he said I didn't even have enough fuel going in to idle. So I don't remember what I got in here right now. He also said if that didn't work, try adding even more, and I guess I just misunderstood what he said. So right now I got a super low, probably around what I sent him. That was the last running one. So let's try, I'm gonna try what he told me. 400. That's about 420. 440. That was 40. Okay. So this is what he originally told me to do. Let me burn that in. And we'll try to start it. Probably should hook up the number 4 cylinder first. Okay guys, plugs it is. Let me show you something. He was wondering about fuel pressure. As you can see, maybe you can see it down on there. I'm getting the fuel pressure. It's dropping a little bit as I, sit here. But it's there. So let me go ahead and get the tools ready to swap out these plugs, and we'll see if she fires up with new plugs in them. Be right back. Alright guys, might as well start with the hard side first. I don't even remember how I'm going to do this. I don't think I've done it with the coils placed where they are. So I'm hoping I don't have to remove the coils, but let's start with the hardest plug first, which is this number 2 one. Okay, I got a swivel, bunch of long extensions so I can get down in there. Hopefully as straight as possible. Not as straight as I would like, but if it works, right? Yeah, it's working. Should be able to get it up by hand now, I think. Yeah, she's good enough to get by hand. Small turns, small turns. Be back in about a half an hour. Alright guys, there's a look at the first plug. I caught that little dirt as I was pulling it out because there's a bunch of crust right down in here. Just dirt, as you can see. Yeah, she's got a bunch of carbon buildup on her. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and swap it out just to be on the safe side. We're already here, right? Let's see. And actually, that was an iridium plug. Huh. Part number BKR6EIX. And I think when I was looking up, they were saying I only needed platinums, or double platinums. I think I got double platinums. Let's go with this double platinum, see how she do. By the way, guys, always start your spark plugs in by hand. If they fight you, don't keep going. Put it in by hand as far as you can. This saves you from having to tap out and do helicoils and all that head repair that you need to do. Get a nail in there, and then we'll go right about there. And that's it. No more, no less. On to the next one. Yep. Whew. Same thing. Bunch of damn built up carbon there. Okay. On to the next one. Guys, just when I thought that the number 2 cylinder was the hard one, I found out that this coil pack is actually more in the way of cylinder number 1. So, yay! Let's see if we can get in here. It don't look like we can, so I'm gonna have to pull this mount off and just move this out the way. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I just wanted to bring you back. That's the last plug there. All of them were the same, just a sooty black mess. Yeah, I most likely did foul them out. I don't know when they fouled out. I did have a little misunderstanding when I was talking to the guy who's trying to get me, you know, running. He had told me originally that I needed to put 4 times the fuel in for cranking enrichment because I didn't have enough to even idle. So I did that, still didn't start. Tried it with starter fluid, still didn't start. So I'm thinking it might have been fouled out then. And then he was like, if it don't start with starter fluid, you probably need to do like another 100%. You know, 30 to 50 or even 100 is his exact words. And when I saw 100%, my mind thinking, well, 100% of 400 is 800, right? You know, like another 400. So I tried sending him a log with 600 as well as 800. And yeah, he said I probably fouled the spark plugs out, and he was correct. These are pretty bad. Also, if you look here, these are the same as what I'm putting in now. APP 3923, I think it is. And the ones that were over there were Iridium by NGK. So it had Iridium spark plugs on the number 2 and 4 cylinder and double platinums on the 1 and 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Now I got double platinums all the way around, brand new plugs. Let's get this last one installed, everything buttoned up, and try to start it again. Alright guys, wish me luck. I got all of the spark plugs replaced, coils tested. Time to do another test start. Hopefully she starts. Even if all she does is sputter, I'd like to see her start. So here we go. Wish me luck. Alright guys, well, I'm definitely not happy. It's not starting, obviously, as you can see. I don't know what I did. I know the plugs are good. They're brand new. Just taking them out of the box. I tested the coils. Obviously, you saw. I even went back to my old settings where it was originally running. Let me kind of show you what I got set up on the laptop here. Let me get it in my lap and turn you around so you can see it. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at when I try to turn it on and start it, so you can see what's doing. Oh, it tried to start there just a second ago. Let me try to maybe get her up there a little bit. Oh, she's trying. Hold up. All right, so here's what we got. I made an adjustment to the BE table. As you can see right there, it's kind of whatever. When I went in, I'll show you, they got this generate tool, BE table generator. If I come in here, I got all my stuff put in here, is what it should be, right? And then if you hit generate, oh wait, I forgot, I'm not at work, no touchscreen. If you hit generate, it'll generate you this based on whatever is going on. If you hit apply, it'll just automatically put that. Well, that first time I tried to start it with y'all, it was set up just like this. And I was like, that can't be right. It can't be 100% fuel trying to start it up, right? So I put it at 50 and just kind of did a smooth thing. And now it's trying to start. But if I come up here to start up and idle and go to cranking settings, these are the settings I was talking about with the 100 and all that and the 400. This is kind of what I originally sent him, so I put it back to where it was working. And as you can see, it tried to start just a second ago, but it wasn't doing too well. So let's try this. He said 4 times, but let's just take it slow. Let's do 2 times and see if it tries to start. Let's go about 240 there. No, 240 there. That's gonna be about 280. 80 and 180. That's about what, 360? So let's do that and see kind of what it does. Let's burn it in. And see what she do. Let me go off. Give her a nice little prime. I'm trying to give it some throttle. See now, I don't know. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put a battery charger on the thing, give me a little bit of extra cranking voltage. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're at the 3 times what I was originally at. I got the starter on a 100 amp charger. I like the jump start thing, so let's try this. So it just backfired out of my thing, so it might be something to do with timing. So I'm gonna have to, probably what I'm gonna have to do is starting to try to start. So let's give it that 4 times like he was talking about. And go like 400 here. Let's go 420, no. 460 here. We'll do 4. No, we'll do 500 here. And then we'll just make that 540. This is just pulling numbers out of my butt. Alright. Let's see what that does. Alright, I'm gonna hit flood clear real quick. Don't worry about this because he said it's not calibrated, so it's gonna look bad. Alright, so flood clear is off. Go ahead and cycle the ignition. Get that throttle. Okay, so it definitely wants to try to start a little bit when I give it a lot of throttle. So that makes me think it ain't got enough air and it's too much fuel. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop for the day before I mess things up again. I'm gonna go ahead and send this current tune and a log of me trying to start it to the guy that's trying to help me. That way I can get his input on it. So now I know that it was filed out spark plugs that was giving me the whole non-start completely issue. I might try. No, I'm just gonna stop here while I'm getting some pops. Send it to him, see what he says, and I'll be back to you to talk to you about the Omni, and we'll just have a short chat before my battery dies. Alright guys, so I just had to come back and get you because I was talking to the guy and I got my car running. It's not running the best yet, but right now I kind of got it on its auto-tune thing, so it's kind of going through and making small changes to the fuel map. As it goes down, it'll make a little change and do whatever it do. I finally got it to idle, so it's sitting here sounding like it's got a massive cam. I do got a leak where I had a big ass hole right before my muffler, so that's why it's a little loud. But listen guys, I'll see if it'll rev up. It might be a little hesitant on throttle response, so I might have to ease into it, but it's doing good. As you can see, it's on the auto-tune thing right now, just kind of making changes. Let's see what it'll do. See? I hold it there, makes a few changes. It just stalled. Let's see if I can get it to start. There you go. So yeah, it still needs a little bit of control and proper tuning, honestly. But I got it to start and it's kind of idling. It has to warm up a little bit before it idles. I don't have an idle control valve that works, so I got to set my idle with a screw. So I'm gonna have a slightly high idle once this thing's tuned. And I'll probably have to give it a little bit of gas when it's cold and just kind of let it warm up. But yeah, guys, I got it started at the end. Who knew? Alright guys, so here's what I'm gonna do. As you can see, got the little battery charger on the battery for the Subaru. I keep it on trickle charge. That's an old ass battery. I don't even know how old it is, but it's been with me for at least 5 years. And I just keep it topped off, keep it on a trickle charge, and it's been doing its thing. So I'm gonna let that charge. Meanwhile, I'm gonna show you what's going on with this Omni, right? So this is the original head from this car right here, right? This was originally a 4-cylinder, and I've swapped it out to be the 6-cylinder. And problem is, I ended up blowing up one of the pistons, getting a hole in it. And so now I'm going to use the head on this one right here, because it was, it originally did a, well, it was trying to do a head swap. It's a neon single overhead cam head. The dual overhead cam head was really popular to do. Problem is, you got to come down here and basically plug all these oil galleries. He didn't plug the returns, right? But he did plug the feed, which is, I don't know if you can see it, it's right there. And he said it wasn't permanent, that he just test fitted it. And so I tried a magnet to get it out. That didn't work. I tried, as you can see, I've got my air compressors hooked up to it. I tried 200 psi of compressed air to it. That didn't work. And then the last little ditch effort, as you can see some pitting there, I tried welding a screw to the top of it so I could try to knock it out, you know, using like a pair of vice grips, and that didn't work. All I ended up doing was, I think it was like right in here or in here, I ended up welding the plug to the block. So I have a spare block sitting in my spare bedroom that's already empty. The internals in this one are good, so I'm gonna pull the internals out of this block and stick it in my extra block and hope that everything goes good. I will have to resurface this head. There's some pitting, I think it's on the number 4 cylinder, where the thing got in there and kind of knocked around and knocked a hole in the other block's piston. But you know, typical cleanup and rebuild. That being said, let's get on and we'll talk. Just have a little chat. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. But before we go, I just want to sit down and have a little chat with you. So many of you that have followed me for a little while might have known I do suffer from extreme depression. Sometimes you can see it in the way I act. And it's kind of had me thinking over life and what struggles that everybody faces, honestly. And you know, I started looking at men's mental health, and honestly, guys, you really need to speak up. You know, I know we're taught to bottle up everything inside, because, you know, if we show our emotional side or we show that we can be soft, you know, women will take advantage of it, you know, we'll get played, all this other stuff. But really, you're just hurting yourself. So if you're feeling down, find somebody to talk to. Friend, family member, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever you need to talk to. Just get it out there. Don't let yourself bottle it up until it gets too late. I have been one of those people that have attempted suicide 3 times. Thankfully, I was unsuccessful. Unknowingly, as I was going through my journey of trying to get out of this mental jail that I was in my head, unconsciously I did something with my personal stuff that I didn't even realize was associated with suicide awareness. With that being said, let me stand up and show you what I mean. Any of you who have paid attention to suicide awareness know that the ribbon is both teal and purple. So it's teal and purple together on the same ribbon, and that's supposed to symbolize suicide awareness. I didn't know that until I started looking for the ribbon to find out if there was one. By then, I had already painted my cars, and look what I accidentally done. Teal and purple. That's why these 2 cars are very important to me. That's why I put up with so much grief from this car not running, is because I accidentally painted my 2 cars the suicide awareness colors. And for that, that's what these cars are going to stay, is the teal and the purple. I honestly thought about going to blue on this one, and if I do go blue on this one, then maybe later on down the road I'll paint that one back there the same teal that this one is right here. But that being said, let me sit down in this one. We'll have a little chat about how I've been getting better with mental health. Okay, now this is the part that I might lose some of you on. In my journey to fight my mental health issues and get back into what I'm doing right now, because when I was dealing with my depression, I didn't care about any of this stuff. None of this mattered to me. I just wanted to die. But during my journey, and this actually started with a former subscriber. She might still be subscribed. She messaged me one day talking about something that related to God and everything going on in the world, and it was at that point I started reading, and I realized that if you look back into the Bible, one of the stories in there is about the Jews wandering the desert for 40 years. And kind of the reason why they were is because they were, you know, disobeying God's orders, basically. And so instead of letting them go straight home, he kept on putting them on different paths and this and that. And it made me realize that, you know, I'd always believed in God. And when all the stuff that caused my depression, which was my dad dying, my ex-wife divorcing me after cheating on me, and all this other stuff, it made me mad at God. And so I stopped really paying attention to him. I was mad at him, I would curse him, so on and so forth. Well, after this subscriber had talked to me and I started reading up on that, I started realizing, well, maybe the reason why I'm fighting this depression right now, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse over the years, I'm talking a decade plus, maybe it's because I was disobeying God. And then it didn't get better overnight. I just started looking into it more. I started trying to reach out to God more. I started trying to build my relationship with God more. And then I started realizing that we're all put here for a purpose. And I didn't know what mine was. And now I think I understand what mine is. It's to use this platform, building cars on YouTube and talking with you guys, to spread the word. Now, I'm still learning myself, so I'm not going to sit here and preach memorized Bible quotes to you and everything, but this is something I'm strongly passionate about now. I realize that God has given me the skills to kind of work on these cars and be able to be on camera and not be shy about it, because he wants me to spread his love, if that makes any sense. And I know, like I said, I know I'm going to lose some of you because you don't want to hear none of this, but hey, if I can help bring one person, just one person closer to God, I feel like I fulfilled my mission here on earth. So with that being said, I got a couple like quotes here, and then we'll end with a prayer. So one thing that I was reading today, and it kind of it really hits me because of what I'm doing right now, talking to you guys. It says, don't give up on what God has called you to do. Get ready for the greatest comeback of your life. God is working on your behalf right now. And that just hit me because it just posted today, on the day that I decided to post my first video with you guys. And then the second one I saw was, as a Christian, you'll have good days and you'll have bad days, but you'll never have a day without God. Praise his name in the good and the bad, and trust him. So that just tells you right there, that quote right there was basically like saying, hey, I know you're feeling down, you feel like your world's ending, you feel like you just don't want to even be here no more. Trust in God, and when you feel like you might be at the end of your rope, say a prayer. Talk to God. Even if you don't think he's listening, he is. He'll figure out a way to talk to you. You just got to listen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and end this video with a prayer. I'm not that good at it. I'm still learning, like I said. So I'm actually reading from this, so forgive me if I don't bow my head and close my eyes because I'm reading. But I found today's prayer. It's posted from a YouTube, not a YouTube channel, a Facebook page called Jesus Talks. So with that being said, Dear Heavenly Father, pick me up, God, and hold me in your loving arms. Protect me from anything that tries to come against me and my family. Remove the heaviness from my heart. Inspire me with knowledge that you and I can handle anything together. In Jesus' name, amen. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. I don't know how often these videos are going to come out just yet. I do got plenty of stuff that I can do right now, so you know, fabrication on the cars and stuff, you know, stuff that I already have, I can do right now. But other than that, it's just, you know, as I get money. I'll try to keep them as, you know, consistent as I can. So like, share, subscribe, and until next time, have a good day. Bless.